time does not work the way that we want it to. We do not control time. Let's talk about timing. Everybody's thinking about it. All of us have our goals. We have our vision boards. We got all the things planned out. One major thing that we think about is timing. Timing is a factor that we cannot change, but as it changes things, it changes us. It changes our outcomes. It changes how we interact with people, with things, with places. I changed my relationship with the coat that I own based on the time of year that it is. If it is the morning, I change my relationship with my bathroom. I spend a lot more time in the bathroom doing my skincare routine. I'm getting ready for the day versus during the day, I'm moving, I'm grooving. Because we can't control it, there are two ways that we go about interacting with time. We either do things with the assumption that we can control time, and that can lead to us being stressed, burnt out, and not communicating effectively, or we are very aware that we do not own time. There's an appreciation, there's a gratitude, there is a seizing of the moment because we understand that time is a precious resource. It is a resource and it is valuable, but since it is not one that we own, control, or have the ability to dictate how it navigates things, we can be more appreciative whenever we are able to simply be in the presence of time, right? Every day that we get is a new moment to appreciate the time that we have. I just watched the Grammys. There are so many people who have been in the game of music for a long time. And one of those people is Victoria Monet, but I'm telling you, there are so many producers, songwriters, folks who do composition who have been in the game for years and have not received recognition at this scale. They haven't received recognition from people that they know, okay? And that causes you to think about time in a certain way. You start to think, I should have gotten this by now. If I've been doing this for so long and I haven't gotten this recognition, it means X. If I keep going and I still don't get it, it takes another 5 months, 5 years. Is it worth it? If I get it, but it took this amount of time, then what about the next time that I get an award? Will it take longer? Will it take shorter? Will people get it? And we start to question our value, how we show up, our impact off of time. And it is a scary thing when you start to do that, because if that is our marker and the main marker, the biggest marker, we will miss out on a lot of things because time does not work the way that we want it to. We do not control time. We serve the God, the universe of time. We serve the God who he exists within and outside of time. He's in yesterday, today, and forever, all at the same time. He communes with us all the time, and he will be with us for the rest of time. That's a lot to wrap our heads around. We need to understand that as we're thinking about time and as we're thinking about our power and our voices and how we show up in the world, the things that we create, how people interact with those things. It is the relationship with God as the owner, maker, and operator of time that will give us both the time that we need and the removal of the focus of time to handle the things that we're trying to handle. When I think about what I'm trying to do and how long it's taking and the other people that are doing things that are similar or not even similar and how long it's taking them, I can start to get real confused about the end goal, about what I'm doing, about the impact that I create. I get at least one text message or affirmation DM a week, at least one a week, about the things that I'm creating. It could be my YouTube channel, it could be the podcast, it could be something that was just a small little post that I made that I didn't think anybody would care about, and somebody says something about it. However, there are podcasting awards, there are YouTube milestones that I have not reached, there are speaking engagements that I literally drool and dream to be able to be invited to, yet alone be on the stage for, that I have not received. There's recognition yet to be gotten from God, okay? Like there are things that I have not received, dollar signs, okay, checks that have not been cashed, and yet at least once a week I get something from someone that is saying, hey, you're on the right path. Hey, the path that you're on has interacted with my path and I needed this. Hey, this is something special. Keep going. Hey, I want to give you something. How can I support you? And last week, it was a couple people, and there's people that one person I never talked to ever a day in my life. So I'm like, hello, nice to meet you. There were people that I do know and I've known for years and they're affirming me. Then there's somebody that I have known for a while, but we haven't talked in years and they DM me. It was just a very random thing that wasn't random at all. It was on the path, on the clock of my life, and I'm supposed to interact with these things to let me know that what you're hoping for, what you're striving for, what you're working towards, there's still time for that to happen. How we make sure that we meet that time, right? Because I think that's the thing. It's like, well, babe, I need it to happen today. I want it to happen tonight, and it's not. And I'm feeling the stress, I'm feeling the depress of the moment that I'm in right now. How do I stay in it to win it when what I'm trying to win ain't here yet? And the answer is faith. The answer is knowing what you are purposed to do. What is your call? What is the question that you're answering in this time for other people, for your family, for yourself? What space are you supposed to be filling in? If you're a Lego piece in the land of this life, how can you make sure you get in your spot and time will handle what the rest of the pieces end up shaping to be? And we see that when we look at big moments like the Grammys and people give their speeches and you're like, wow, they were under the radar, or not even under the radar, but not recognized. Like, I didn't know that Miley Cyrus had never received a Grammy before. I wasn't really like checking, but the fact that she just got a Grammy and like you can see the gravity of the moment and what that meant. That's Miley Cyrus, girl. Like, I've been knowing you, like big queen of Disney Channel outside of Raven Simone. And yet, this did not happen until this time. She's gone through so much in her life. There have been so many more beats of accomplishments, of highs and lows that have happened. And this was always on her path. Victoria Monet was always to get what she got. Beyonce's awards, everybody that has gotten anything got it in their time. But it was time they could not control. And if they didn't stick with it, they could ensure that they wouldn't get it because there was no opportunity. They removed themselves from the lane, from the opportunity, from that space of receiving this accolade. And the same is true for us. As we continue to create, as we continue to shape what the possibilities even look like by putting ourselves out there, by saying what we actually want, not trying to dumb it down. Say what you actually want. When people say, how can I support you? Letting them know what you're looking for. You get extra eyeballs to be seeking out the thing that you ultimately want to seek you. And it makes it tangible. It makes it real. And even though it's not here today, even though it's not in your face right now, even though you can't really call it and see it and say, okay, on February, whatever, that's when it's going to drop in my lap, you know it's on the way. And you'll feel it. It'll be deep, deep, deep in your belly. You won't even always be able to explain it to somebody. It won't be tangible maybe to everybody that you know, but for you, it gets more real by the day. It's only in due time when it will happen. And that is how time works. It's the same for if you are hoping for healing for somebody could have cancer and you're like, I don't know, I just feel like God's gonna show up in this way. There's no tangibles. You don't have the science backing you yet. You might not have everybody praying the same prayers as you, but for some reason, you have a knowing and an understanding that in due time, there will be a shift. That's our relationship with time. Our relationship with time is from a humble standpoint that I am powerless enough that I cannot control it. I can't press ×3 and speed this thing up, and I can't slow it down. I'm not able to remove myself and go to the past, and I'm not able to pluck up myself and take me to the future. That's how humble I am. I have an understanding and a knowing about how powerless I am when it relates to owning time. However, time is a gift, and I'm given the gift. And if I unwrap the gift, examine what's inside, the parameters of the gift, right? If you think about getting a gift card, if you try to take a Chick-fil-A gift card to Tiffany, you're not gonna walk out with anything. Like, you're in the wrong arena. But if you go to Chick-fil-A with a $50 gift card, oh babe, you're rich. Like, you can get a catering order. You can get more than what the regular person is getting. Understanding the gift that you have. Are there perimeters to time? Absolutely. Can we do anything whenever we want, however we want, with the people that we want? No. But the gift of time that we're given each and every day, each and every moment, millisecond of our lives unlocks something. And when we have awareness of what it is that we have the ability to unlock, it has the power to change everything. That's where we get our power from, is from that knowing. And that knowing can be transferred at times. When it's transferred and you have other people, that you can start to build a team, you can start to build an alliance, you can start to build people who are speaking into the same thing as you, they're believing for the same thing as you. It's like, okay, now we're cooking, now we're doing something. And it's something that can make other people get things along their journey and their relationship with time that seemingly has nothing to do with you, but that's how time works. It's this continual thing that never stops. It'll always keep going. And as different folk come in with different awareness about time, about their gift, about the parameters of the gift that we've been given, it unlocks different things on the continuation of life. Even though there are seasons and there are parameters in the seasons, there are parameters in the moments, there are parameters in the job that you have, there are parameters in conversations that we have, right? There are parameters with everything. And sometimes those parameters can feel limiting. If we're keeping it a buck, they don't feel good all the time. I wish I could take a Chick-fil-A gift card and walk up in Prada and walk out with a bag, but that's not how it works. And if I focus so much on the fact that I can't do that, I will miss out on the fact that I can get more with Chick-fil-A with this $50 gift card that I got that I didn't have to spend my money on to get. And that's what it's like when we get time. It's not something that we had to necessarily conjure up. I didn't have to make up the people who are going to be handing me awards one day. I didn't have to pour their experience into them to be able to call out the experience that I have. I didn't have to orchestrate the awards and the luncheons that I'll be sitting in, but they're there. And as long as I recognize the gift of time that I have, it's only a matter of time until I get there. And that is what will help us to stand fully in our power. It's good to know what you don't got power with. It's real good to know where your limits are, because you can either strengthen them if they're a weakness that needs to be strengthened, or you can call in for help, or you can just release it to God and be like, all right, that's you, big homie, because that has nothing to do with me. But it's really, really good when you can recognize where you can get power from that is available to you. You didn't have to create it on your own. I'm so glad that I have a charger for my laptop. Like, if my laptop starts to die, I don't have to create some friction and try to put some electricity together to charge that thing. I was provided, thanks to the good folk at Apple Inc., a charger. And I'm also provided outlets all over the world that I can plug into and get the energy that I need. That same thing is available. If we're feeling burnt out at any time, we need a pep talk, some inspiration, some encouragement at any time. There are power sources all around us to help us get it. But when we focus on the time that we feel that we lost, on the time that we're dreaming about that we feel will never come, on the time that we've wasted, I've wasted lots of time, right? When we focus on those things, it makes us feel more and more powerless, even though the sources to gain power, to be more powered up than we've ever been, are all around. And they're around and they're waiting. I could choose any outlet in this room right now and charge any of my devices. And I don't have to whisper or prep the outlet to be able to give me the charge I'm looking for. It is ready. Whatever time I want to tap in, it's there. And that's how the time of this world works. It's the continual orbit of a thing, of a resource that we're able to plug into and gain what we need for this specific moment to be able to charge forward for the times to come. And that should give us hope It should help us to inspire others as they're waiting on their time. We should want to applaud others while they're going through their time. I think it removes the feeling of competition or feeling like you're complacent. When we look at other people, sometimes we are happy for them, but then we start doing that self-deprecating thing. And we feel like, why should I be happy for me and what I've accomplished during this time, because I haven't accomplished enough compared to the time that they've had. And we're both 29, we're both 25, we both have been in this industry for 4 years, we both graduated at the same time, and we start to think that the time that somebody else has been given and how they utilize their resources indicates something about us, and it's not true. Our time is our time, and the time that we have been given is a gift, and it's a gift for us to explore. And the more gifts that you open, the more times that you sit and truly examine the gift that you have, the more valuable that gift will be. Even though it hasn't changed, time is the same every day, and yet it is different every day, because how I feel on Wednesday with time is different than how I feel on a Monday with time. The parameters are the same, still have 24 hours, but the context has shifted. When you understand the context, it allows you to utilize the resource to your full advantage. If I treat a Wednesday like a Monday, they're not the same, right? I could be at a disadvantage. If I treat a Friday like a Wednesday, I could be at a disadvantage. But when I have the full context of where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm supposed to utilize those things, and then I partner with God on it, it changes everything. And so that is a challenge for us today, is to understand, how can you use time today? It is a gift. The time that you have right now could be a Chick-fil-A gift card, and you got to use it appropriately. Or it could get you into product, and you need to recognize that. If you had a product gift card and you're looking at it like it's a Chick-fil-A gift card, what a missed opportunity by not recognizing the gravity of what it is that you're holding. And when we start to go about the year and things start to change around us, the people around us, we're getting passed up for an opportunity or promotion, we don't get that nod that we wanted to get from those people, that institution, that person, we gain things, we lose things, we apply for the program and we don't get accepted. These things happen. We put ourselves out there with content, we're not getting the likes that we want. We start to view the gift that we have as something that's invaluable. We let it collect dust. We decide we can host it on Marketplace and give it away for free because we don't think it holds value, and it does. Time is a continual, it never loses value. The people that don't have it wish they had it, and the people that have it want more. Even though we don't own time, we're in constant communication with the God who does. And I talked a couple episodes back about Joshua 10 and how Joshua literally asked for the sun to stand still, and it happened. God honored a mere human who needed more time, who was trying to accomplish something big, accomplish something that was placed on his path to do. And he was running out of time to get that thing done. And in partnership with God, by being bold enough to use his voice and ask, he was able to utilize his gift in a way that has never been done before. That opportunity is here for us today. You are there on your path in your life in this year at this time doing exactly what you're doing, and God knew that you would be there. And you may feel like you need more of this, you need less of that, you need support in this way, you need folks to stop pushing you and pressure you on this side. And you are feeling the weight and the pressure of that. There's a lot that can come with time, right? There can be a lot that comes with trying to steward your time well. It is not a small thing. It takes a lot of management and dedication and planning. However, God does not call you to do it by yourself. He's not asking you to try to unlock the depths of time in your mind and figure out how to control it on your own to get a desirable outcome. He's asking you to partner with him. Bring your discoveries about the parameters to him. Bring what you feel like is pushing you on all sides to him. Tell him about the time before and how you've used it and how you think this time has to be used a little bit differently. Help me out here. This winter don't look like last winter. I don't want this spring to look like last spring. Help me with managing my time. Help me with understanding what this gift is supposed to look like. Help me with knowing whose time is on the same beat as me. And how can I partner with them to unlock new things for both of us? That is what he's asking us to do. That's the invitation that we get each and every day. As we invite him in, he knows everything. He's willing to unlock everything. It says, ask and you shall, seek and you shall find, ask and the door will be open, knock, it'll pop off. But that's with us understanding that we're standing at a door. If you understand that you're standing at a door, you're able to reach your hand out and turn that knob. But if you're thinking you in a hallway, you're going to utilize things a little bit different. So as we think about time, there are three main avenues that we could utilize as we are utilizing our time. The first is to create some space or some time to understand what time are you in right now. For me, I'm in a go season, and in that go season, it's less about having to overplan everything. I feel like there are times when it's like, all right, I need a clear plan down to the wire about how things are supposed to shape out, and that is preparation. But right now, this time, it's just be a creator. God is a creator. You're a creator. Be that, do that. That's what this time is right now. And it is preparing me. It's building up reps. It is helping me to connect with other people. I'm practicing my skills, shaping and sharpening them. And I'm making some dope connections with people too. But I had to understand that that's what this time is about. And so when there are moments that creep up that try to have me think that I'm wasting time or I'm not being as intentional, I have to remind myself what this time is. What is this time carved out to be used for? And then those guilty thoughts start to go away because they don't stand up to what this time is. So outline, what is this time supposed to be? How are you supposed to use this moment? People use the morning for quiet time, for peace. They use the evening to unwind from the day, right? There are times that are carved out for certain things. Some people pray at certain times per day and they carve that thing out. What is this season, this moment, this month, this week? What is it carved out for? How are you supposed to utilize that? The second thing is to think about others who either have had similar time or those who could be in a similar time right now. And think about how you appreciate ways that they're utilizing their time and ways that you feel you're called to use your time differently. I think in times we can feel like we're kind of lost in a sea of just life moving and happening. And by looking at folks who have had the same time as you, for example, if you are a actor, there are a couple people, actors, actresses, who were impacted by the strike last year. And so in that time, you were able to look at people and remind yourself, okay, I'm not just out of work. This whole industry is being shaken up right now. There are a lot of things that are in flux. This isn't just a me thing. And then from there, you're able to look at others to see, okay, how are people utilizing this time? Because this time is carved out not to go in. It's not carved out to work. It's carved out to take a stand. It's carved out for replenishing time within myself. It could be carved out for worry. Do I like trying to worry right now? Or could I be brushing up on my skills or taking up a new hobby, XYZ? And taking that kind of stock of how others are utilizing the space, you can get both inspiration, but then also a reminder of your individuality. That reminder of individuality is so key because it makes you feel empowered to charge forward. Charging forward is needed because you get time. That's what time is for. That is the best use of the gift, is taking advantage of the time that you have, which is the third thing that we can do. Take advantage of the time. You've carved it out. You understand how others have used the time. I'm thinking about Will Smith for some reason. And just like if I wanted to be a mogul of his stature. I could look at how he used his time in writing a book and creating a media company and having a show, but then doing music, and then you do speaking engagements, being a husband and a family person. Like, I could look at all those things, but then I take stock of myself and I decide, how do I want to utilize the time that I'm given? I look at that and then I'm like, okay, there are different ways I'm gonna do it. I look at content creators. There's people, they go live twice a day. I don't know if I want to do that, but within their lives, I could watch and see that there are some nuggets and some different ways that they connect with people outside of their planned content. And I'm like, okay, I like that. So I'm able to pick and pull these different things that highlight my individuality, but I don't have to feel so burdened from feeling like I have to start over from scratch to figure out how I'm supposed to use this time that's been carved out. But once I've done that and I've got the empowerment, there comes a point where it's like, okay, babe, the time is here. The time is now. And even though time is forever, this time isn't forever. You gotta go. You gotta push. You have to move in on what you're trying to seize, what you're trying to capture. It's there for the taking, but you have to utilize the time that you've been given, because you don't have all day. You don't have forever to be able to get that thing. You have the time that you have, but you don't know the time that you have. So take the time that is now to get what you wish to get. Hope that this was helpful. I just feel like at the top, we're still at the top of the year. I'm still claiming it. I think we need reminders of that. I have shifted how some of my goals look, and some I'm trying to get back on track with some. Others, I'm just recognizing the natural beats of how I'm flowing with things, and I'm trying to honor that and listen to myself in that way. So I think that that is a reminder that I'm just having with myself of like, we're still at the top of this thing. You could change your whole life from today forward, no matter what you did yesterday. But it comes with taking advantage of every day that you have been given. And sometimes taking advantage is a nap. Sometimes it is rest. But sometimes it's sending that email. Sometimes it's turning down that FaceTime call and locking in on doing what you got to do. Sometimes it is reaching out to this person that you don't know on LinkedIn and making a new connection and just chopping it up about what you see that they're doing. It takes different shapes, but the advantage must be taken. And that is what gives us power in this space. You doing that is actual advocacy for your voice to be able to show up. When you feel void of time, how do you speak up in that space? How do you connect with other people in that space? How do you know how your power has expanded from today versus you 5 years ago? You don't have a mark. But when you're able to say, all right, that's what this time is for, how does this piece of my personality show up in a time like this? You're able to see it. And to see it is everything right now. It'll change how we do life completely. So I love you guys. I hope that this was helpful. And for all the people who ordered their Cool Kid merch, you will be getting your merch in the next week or two. I gotta make sure UPS is like, not playing with y'all, but all orders will be sent out, and I'm so excited for y'all to get y'all merch. Be sure that you tag me. Let me know how you feel. If there are any additional pieces that you're like, I don't know, you should have this on a shirt, DM me and let me know, because I'm already thinking about verse 2 and how we're gonna pop out the next chapter of the Cool Kids Collective. So if you're already a member of the Cool Kids Collective by purchasing your merch, I love you, I thank you, and y'all are the baddest in the school, baddest in the game. Be sure to click the link in the show notes and collect your merch. You can also get a little DM from me in your inbox each and every Wednesday by subscribing to the Prose and Praise Pages newsletter. It gives you a little bit of a devo, some inspiration, and I keep you in the loop on all the things that are happening with me and encourage you to be the best you that you can be as you're going about the beat of time throughout the week. I love connecting with y'all. I'm so thankful for all the affirmation and the love that I've gotten across all the platforms. It's just really dope to feel and to be in. I'm really trying to own like where I'm at a bit more this year. I'm like further removed from my previous life and my previous space that I was in. I am closer to 30 and looking at what that looks like. And so all these things coming together, I'm just really thinking about a bunch of different themes in my head and wrapping myself around them, trying to process in real time, but then stay consistent with sharing, understand what's private and what is for public consumption, and the lines are a little blurry at times. So I just appreciate every person that has been with me on the ride, on the journey, and it's just reminding me that it's okay to figure it out along the way. Like, that is the power in my prose right now. So I love y'all. I just want to share that. Remember to profess your power, and there's power in prose. Catch y'all next time. Bye.